Hey y'all, whether it's morning, evening, or afternoon, I'm just glad that you guys had decided to vibe with E. Yes, the one and only E. Hey y'all, hope y'all feeling amazing, doing amazing, and just being amazing overall. And if not, it's okay. It's all right, my friend, because bedtime don't last forever. After every storm, there is a rainbow, and you're getting closer and closer every day to that rainbow, that pot of gold, that light in the tunnel, whichever one you prefer, my friend, okay? Please keep in mind that slow and steady wins the race. You got this. You got this. Manifestation is real as well as prayers, but please keep in mind that we need to cherish the bad times because the bad times had helped us to get to the good times that we have been manifesting for, and also to appreciate the small wins while we are getting to the big wins. Okay. Hey y'all, what's up? What's poppin'? Once again, we have made it to the last week of June, which is so crazy. So that means, y'all, with that being said, that we have reached the last week of June. That means two things. One, semester one is coming to an end, y'all. Like, semester one is, that's it. Like, we're about to step in semester two and enter quarter three. I really hope that this semester has been a learning experience for you, even if it might not have been the best. Regardless of whatever may have happened, I'm still rooting for you. You got this. Take it one day and one step at a time, because now that we're in the middle of the year, like we're down there halfway through the year now, when July is coming, that will start second semester as well as quarter three. You're going to get better. Trust me, it's going to get better regardless. And if it's going good for you, I'm still here for it to keep going. But just keep in mind, you got this. Slow and steady wins the race, and it's all going to work out. You just have to keep the faith within yourself and understand that you got this. Okay? Excuse me. So yes, y'all, we have reached the last week of June. And before we get started too, I really hope that you guys had enjoyed Juneteenth, which was June 19th. I sure did enjoy my Juneteenth. Sunday was Father's Day. I hope every father figure, every male enjoyed Father's Day, as well as too, it was the first day of summer. I really hope you guys were able to enjoy that day too. And Cancer season begun. So yeah, I really hope y'all had a full week full of nothing but excitement and enjoyment with loved ones, and just really doing what is necessary for y'all, okay? Especially for the men. In honor of Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, I really hope that you guys had the time to do what's necessary for y'all mental health, get the help that you need, but most importantly, if not just getting help that you need, doing things for you that you have been putting on the back burner, okay? So, as we wrap up our June theme, showing up for yourself equals being consistent. This week's reminder is simple but powerful. Burnout isn't a badge of honor. So, as you guys see, we have a wellness lesson today. And if you're new here, every end of the month, the last Wednesday of the month, I do a wellness lesson impacted the theme of the month to give you an understanding of why this is important and how can this impact with you for the rest of the years to come, etc., or whatever part of your life. Okay, so many of us have been taught that being busy means being success. That's not really the case. That exhaustion means we're working harder. We are working harder. That consistently pushes ourselves to prove our dedication. The more and more that I'm burning myself out, you burning yourself out, is what people think that's a badge of honor. But in reality, it's not a badge of honor. Having burnout is not a badge of honor at all. Being in a slump and being in a place where you're depressed and not really overall caring for your mental health, physical, emotional well-being, and so on, that is not a badge of honor. That is nothing that you should be parading and having an applause for. You working yourself to death is not a badge of honor. It's a way that you're low-key tearing yourself down. Not even low-key, high-key tearing yourself down because you're not practicing nothing as within self-care. That's a big problem. And that's why Wellness 101 is very important, because Wellness Days was introduced to me when I was at Morgan State University. Shout out to my school, forever my school. Alma Mater. They did a day where every 2 or 3 months out of the semester that they'll have a wellness day for all the students and staff. Don't touch nothing related to school. Shoot, don't even touch anything related to work-wise if you want to. Focus on your well-being, because they know how it is to be a college student or whatever, or professor, whatever the case may be. And when you have a lot going on, especially before midterms or before finals and stuff, you need rest. You need rest, especially if you're on this grind or whatever the case may be. You still need rest. Even your superheroes and all the people you look up to, they still even need rest. So within this wellness lesson, we're going to deep dive into a lot more of understanding why it's important for you guys to understand that burnout is not a badge of honor. Okay, so I just gave you a little summary of it, but hey, it is what it is. So also too, y'all, we have reached 52 newsletters. If you're willing, so it's been a year since we had these newsletters. If you're willingly interested in joining the thread for the newsletters, please, by all means, click the link tree in my bio, whichever way you listen or watch me. Scroll down to sign up for weekly newsletters, insert your email, and once you insert it, I will get a notification and you will be added onto the thread for the rest of the newsletters to come until I stop doing them. Okay? All right. But yes, y'all, that's just a little snippet of what we're going to get deeper into of understanding the wellness lesson of the day. So you do not have to earn rest through exhaustion. No, growth is substantial when wellness is a part of the plan. The goal isn't to do more and more until you break down. The goal is to build a life you can actually enjoy. You can still have a good time and still be a hustler, but at times, and a hustler or whatever you describe yourself as, but you still need to give yourself that time to have a break. Self-care is mandatory. It's so bad that they put it in part of the code of ethics down. Within the pandemic, self-care is needed. Take them self-care days, take them wellness days that are necessary. Don't just take them just because you want to take them because you don't want to go to work. No, take them when it's necessary, when you need a break from work. Take that vacation, that PTO, all that when it's necessary, not just because for the fun of it. Do it because you know, okay, I've been working these like 2-3 weeks so far straight, no days off. I've been working 7 days a week, 2-3 weeks. Something gotta give. I'm not finna have myself in a position where I'm about to burn out. No, take them days off. And if your co-workers or whoever you work with can't understand that, that's on them, because your self-care matters. And I always say that too, within jobs, they should understand that. And some do and some don't, and it is what it is. But you have to make sure that you're taken care of, so you won't have to walk around like, oh, me being burned out is a badge of honor. It isn't. Being burned out, that's not something to brag about. It's not something to walk around and say, yup, you know, I did that. No sleep, no nothing. You know, we've been on our grind. We don't get no sleep, but sometimes it's needed. You need sleep. You need rest. The body needs everything, all the nutrients and stuff for you so you can have a good day. Even when you feel like you're not up to quit with it, you still need all the proper care that's necessary for you to do what you're doing. So you don't walk around with this burnout and thinking, hey, it's a badge of honor to be burned out, because it's not. It's not healthy at all. It's not good. Okay? So this week's challenge, I want you guys to ask yourself this question, or these questions, whatever you want to call it. Am I being productive, or am I simply overworking myself? Am I being productive, or am I simply overworking myself? Once you ask yourself those two questions, or one or the other, okay? Choose one way to protect your peace this week. I don't care how big or small it is. Just protect it. Keep it tight. Keep it locked down. What you want to do to protect your peace, okay? Maybe it's taking a break without guilt. Like I said, if you've been working your ass off for weeks and weekends and all that stuff, and you're not getting the proper rest and stuff, and you know you got all this overtime, this PT, wellness days, it's summertime, my friends. Take a couple days off. That job is still gonna be there. That work's still gonna be there. If you're a team, they're gonna handle it. It's still gonna be there. Shoot, if Susie, Sherry, Bill, Larry, all them are willing to take a vacation, you deserve to have one too, my friend. Even if it's not from a job, even if it's just from educational stuff, not educational stuff, like school, whatever you're doing. If you need a break, take a break. You're human. You don't want to walk around with this burnout, having this as an honor, like you're glorifying burnout. No, we're trying to reduce burnout. We're trying to help educate the next generation coming up that you do not have to work yourself to death to be able to get your flowers. No, excuse me, we're human. If everybody else can take off, so can you. That work is going to be there. What they going to do? You work for them days, you work for them hours anyway. You get paid for it anyway. They be all right. Shoot, sometimes you got to be like, look, I can't be the team lead if I'm not a team leader. If I'm not, no. You can do it. It's going to happen. Not even just in your professional life too, y'all. In your personal life, certain things you got to back on. I cannot always be there for you if you're not going to be there for me. I can't be burnt out with everybody's situations if I'm not helping myself. I'm not honoring me being there for everybody and I'm burnt out. No, I'm not. Okay, so within this week's challenge, I want you guys to ask yourself, am I being productive or am I simply overworking myself? I want you to choose one way to protect your peace this week. Maybe taking a break without being guilty. Don't feel guilty about it. Shit, you took a break, do it. If you took all that day and you said you ain't gonna do nothing that day, do it because you took off and you deserve to do that. Treat yourself, whatever the case may be. Maybe it's saying no to something that drains your energy. You do not have to link up with that girl. You do not have to link up with that boy. You do not have to link up with them. You do not have to pick up that shift. You do not have to drive there. You do not have to do nothing, especially if it's draining you. And if it's not what you want to do, say no. It's okay. Maybe give yourself the permission to rest before burnout arrives. Like I said, if you feel as though that you're tired and you worn out for doing all these doubles and stuff, please, I'm begging you, my friend, before you feel like it's getting too deep into it, take that break. Take the day off. Do what you need to do because it's necessary. Okay? Protecting your wellness is not selfish, is necessary. Protecting your peace, your boundaries, and all those things is necessary. Do not let the naysayers come in and try to dictate you or try to tell you what you can and cannot do. They're going to say these things because they're the ones that are scared to do it. They're the ones that are going to be like, look, I'm applauding, a burnout. Shoot, no sleep. No, I ain't getting no sleep. I ain't eat. I'm hustling. This is what hustlers do. Yeah, hustlers don't stop. They keep going. But in the midst of it, when it slows down, you need rest to recharge. Like you see Optimus Prime and all these superheroes and stuff, they got to recharge and they still going to do what they need to do, but they need to recharge. They need to sit down. They need to slow down. They need to lay low. Okay? So, I just had to put that out there because I love a good wellness lesson because it really impacts with summing up the whole reason of the theme of the month, which is showing up for yourself. As we're showing up for yourself equals being consistent. And with this badge, burnout isn't a badge of honor. It's a big one too, because being consistent does not require you to be burnout. It's something that you want to prevent before things get escalated with you in your career, in your personal life, whatever the case may be. You do not want burnout to creep up on you. You do not want that stress and worry on you because, my friend, I'm telling you, it's hard to get out that hole. And if you don't practice self-care and letting your hair down, doing things that's necessary, taking days off that is necessary and all those things like that, you're in trouble. Okay? Regardless, you work at a job, whatever the case may be, take advantage of prioritizing your well-being. I don't care how big or small it is. Love on yourself, appreciate it. Like I say too, celebrate them small wins as well as them big wins, because no one knows how hard it was for you to get to this point, as well as for you to be able to say, look, I did it. Being able to take the first step, the accountability and all those things for you to get to where you are right now. No one knows how hard it was for you to do that. So yeah, you have every right to do what's necessary for you. Like I said, Bill, Susie, Sherry, Larry, they all at the job, or when your family, whatever, they'll be all right for a day without hearing from you. They'll figure it out. They'll know how to get this stuff together. They'll know how to figure out what's going on. They'll know how to use their brain or do some research. You're not just the only person there. You got to do what's for you so you can prevent this burnout. Okay? So y'all, Vibing Out with Guests is still open. One-on-one sessions, group sessions, whatever. Tell a friend, come through. We are taking still in person, and I am so ready to see who will be my first Zoom or Google Meets, Teams, whatever interview as well. Come on, because Vibe Out with Guests is still a space that provides opportunity for authentic conversation, storytelling, healing, personal growth, creativity, exploring, and meaningful conversations. So yes, y'all, please come through. Tell a friend. To all the guests that has been on the podcast, I thank you also very much for being a part of Vibing with E. With being part of Vibing Out with Guests that's partnered with Vibing with E. Without you guys, I don't know where I would be. And I really appreciate it for you guys being able to be bold enough to sit in front of a camera as well as a microphone to speak on the topics that you may have been second guessing to do, but you were able to get the confidence and sit and talk, because you never know how much of an impact you put onto someone's life that you don't even know. Okay. So yeah, the quote of the week is: rest is not a reward for finishing everything. It's a requirement, for becoming your best self. Okay. And as always, stay connected. Follow the podcast on Instagram at vibing.with.e. Also, use the hashtag vibing.with.e to share how you're protecting your peace and prioritizing your well-being this week to prevent burnout. Okay. And as always, too, you guys can book your sessions in the link tree as well. All you have to do is follow everything that has something to do with Vibing Out with Guests, Vibing Out with Guests, Vibing Out with Guests information form, Vibing Out with Guests agreement form, and the calendar as well to book your appointment. And on the Instagram page, there is a thread that breaks down how to apply for each form, how to do each form, as well as where to find every form at, etc. And you'll get an automatic email or message, whatever, from me. So yeah, you will not be as simple as pie. Simple as 1, 2, 3. Okay. Read everything, answer all the questions, okay? Because you get fed, for sure. And who don't like to get fed? Who don't like a free meal? Okay. But let's get into it. So, Vibing with E weekly vibe check, where meaningful conversations meets growth and real life connections. So today is Wednesday, drop the last Wednesday of the month, Wednesday, June 24th, 2026. We have reached 27 wellness one-on-one lessons that equals to 161 episodes. And today's wellness one-on-one lesson 27 is all about burnout isn't a badge of honor. Okay, the reason why I did this too, impacting the theme once again, showing up for yourself equals being consistent. When we fail to realize that we're being consistent with everything, we fail to take breaks in the midst of being consistent. Taking breaks is not a way of you being selfish. Is also learning how to prioritize, but also learning how to manage your schedule. Also giving yourself not the reason, but giving yourself time to regroup. You have to recharge, because every day is not going to be the same. Like every day the sun won't shine. That's why you're supposed to love tomorrow. Bad times don't last forever, because after every storm there is a rainbow. Even if you cannot see it, something good is going to happen in the end. Okay, trust me. Been there, done that, and still doing it. Okay, so with that being said, I wanted to do this last because, like I said, burnout is something that we have to stop glorifying. You know, we hustle hard, and closed mouths don't get fed. That's true. But in the midst of it too, you still have to take a break while you're doing that. You know, hustlers don't stop. They keep going. Even in the midst of it, we had to take sleep. We had to take a nap or something. We gotta recharge the proper way so that we can serve the population or whatever we're doing, or even within our personal lives, set the boundaries and things that are necessary. Okay, so this week's wellness one-on-one lesson is for anyone who consistently feel tired. Meaning, if you don't give yourself breaks, this is most definitely for you. Overwhelmed, stretch thin. They say thin, and then my in, and you know they stretching thin, shredded thin, whatever y'all want to call it, or pressure to keep going, keep doing more. We're discussing the difference between being productive and overworking yourself. why burnout happens, and how protecting your peace can improve your overall well-being. So in this episode, we're going to cover the warning signs of burnout, the difference between being productive and overworking, why rest is necessarily part of growth, creating healthy boundaries around your time and energy, and lastly, protecting your peace while pouring into your goals, which is a big thing. Pursuing or pouring into your goals, etc., you want to call it. So this episode is a reminder that taking care of yourself is a part of your work. Okay? We're still going to take care of ourselves, regardless of how big or small it is. We still need to take care of ourselves. Okay? So I'm so glad that you guys are tuned in for this Wellness 101 Lesson 7, because this is for an honest conversation about wellness, balance, and stability growth, a top of sustainable growth as well. Okay, so y'all really in for a treat. And when wellness lessons come, y'all, I try to keep the curse words to a minimum, because this is soft, it's supposed to be soft, but it's hardcore still, but not too hardcore like the regular vibes of the day. But sometimes the curse words put a little pedazzle onto there, y'all. I don't know if it's just me, or I don't know, but sometimes it just puts the icing on the cake. Just a little words, not too many, but y'all get what I'm saying. But yeah, if you're new here, curse words will fly here and there, but not too much hardcore to the point where like every 5 minutes a cuss word is coming out of my mouth. No, that's not it. This content with Vibing with E, yes, it's raw and uncut for sure. But we don't want to be too raw to the point where it's like, do I even understand what you're saying on a professional accent? Because every 5 minutes you're cussing. No, we ain't got to worry about that. But I do feel like with the wellness series, within this part, we do to be calm and settled. Like, I want you to think about spa music or something. Like, this is a conversation that we're having, a FaceTime call or a phone call conversation that we're having, but it's real serious. Like, all of the episodes, all the vibes of the day and stuff is serious, but the wellness 101s, it's just like, it should be like calmer, because it's a regroup check. It's like a checkup conversation. Like, let me check up on you real quick and see, just check it in to see, did you do what we talked about? Were you able to succeed? And if not, okay, here you go. But it's going to slip. I'm not going to lie to you. Sometimes it's going to slip, but it is what it is. The truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off. It will, but hey, it is what it is. So I just had to throw that out there, y'all, because I know lately I've been listening. I've been like, dang, you just flying out the D word, flying out this and that. But that's just me being me and being authentic. And yes, y'all, I will mess up on some words, but that's okay. I'm living and learning as we go. We're having a phone or a FaceTime conversation for a reason. Okay, and I cannot hear you correcting me, but I can imagine like, girl, no, is this like, get yourself together. But hey, we live and we learn. Okay, so without further ado, guys, whether you want to go moving around, lounging around, whatever the case may be, I just want you all to turn me up on your speakers, your PCs, your monitors, all these whatever, laptops, iPhones, iPads, Androids, Google Dots, Beats, Alexas, whatever the case may be, TVs, whatever you listen to me with, car radio, whatever, because as always, every vibe of the day, every wellness lesson of the day, and every vibing out with guest appearance is something special. Okay, and y'all are really in for a treat today. Okay, y'all are really in for a treat today, because let me tell y'all something. When I said I enjoyed my Juneteenth, let me tell y'all what happened. I lost my voice. I'm getting my voice back, so I'm trying to. If I might look like a little sicky, y'all, I went to Virginia Beach to go see Wale, the best graduation gift ever. Okay. And when you know an artist, you know their work and everything, it's just like, oh my gosh, like I loved every moment of it, y'all. Like I knew every word, everything. He looked good up there. He did his thing. It was hot. I still was able to stand up and do two-step, whatever. It was amazing. So yeah, y'all, I'm trying to get my voice back too. So Yeah, and you know, summer started, so my sinuses is a little janky too. So we are here together. Okay, we here together. Okay. So this phone call / FaceTime call, whatever you want to call it, we're gonna do the damn thing for sure. We're gonna do it for sure. But I want to let y'all know, like, I had a good weekend and it was turn. So if you know, trying to get my voice together because it's coming back, but it's like I can't yell the way I like to yell and everything, and it's just like I don't know. And I'm drinking this Dr. Pepper when I should be drinking tea again. But I don't know what it is about the Dr. Pepper. It's just like, it's delicious to me. So, I don't know, y'all. But let's get into this call. Let's get into this. Let's get into the conversation today. Let's get into why is burnout isn't a badge of honor. Why shouldn't you or your friends or whoever should understand that burnout is something that we should be applauding. We should hold the applause. Be like, I'm not finna applaud you on bad behavior, basically, like what we tell children or whatever. I'm not applauding you for bad behavior and I'm not rewarding you for it. So this is just understanding that burnout is something, excuse me, y'all, we want to prevent. We want to prevent it within our personal life and our professional life, especially in our personal life, because people can get on our nerves. And if we keep pursuing them within their bad behavior, that's going to fall on us because we keep rewarding it and we're not fixing it, as well as within the professional world. If we keep working ourselves to death and not giving ourselves the time to, you know, get a break and stuff, we are stepping into burnout and we will not know what a good time feel like because we so used to being on the go and not getting no sleep. So yeah, we need to stop advertising like, you know, you hustle hard, you know, we get it done. I ain't had no sleep, you know, I'm dedicated to it. You can still be dedicated to it to get some sleep, my friend. Don't let nobody know. Don't let nobody or nothing try to tell you ain't hustling hard if you ain't getting no sleep, you ain't eating. Fool, you need some protein and vitamin C, and you need some shut-eye so you can be able to still hustle the way you did. Because if you don't get no sleep and no protein and everything in your body, you're gonna look like a fool. Like, I love the game. Like, I love the game. I love the hustle. Like, you know, they said don't pay the fool, but still, I need to eat and I need to sleep. Because if I don't have no sleep, if I don't get no sleep, and I don't put nothing on my stomach, you will not get this authentic E. You will get the maddest of them all. You'll get like, you will really get a nasty version. And that's not a good, I don't want that. I don't want nobody getting that version of, oh, this chick lost her mind. Like, she really wants some stuff. No. Trust me, y'all, before I fully adapt to being in this role now for 3 years, I had to learn too that even with everything I have going on in my personal life, you still got to pour into yourself regardless, so you can prevent burnout. As a student, undergrad, preparing for the social work degree and everything, I heard this constantly from my professors. Burnout, I'm gonna say it flat out like this. There's so many languages that they didn't want to say, but one of my professors said it flat out like this. Burnout is a motherfucker. Burnout is something you do not want to creep in your life because it's hard for you to get back on track, to see the finer things of life, to see how you can be able to still hustle, be that person or whatever, but you still need to pour into yourself with all that energy and stuff you pour into others. You need to pour it in yourself. If not, that burnout is going to come and it's a motherfucker to let go of, to get rid of. It's like a rash you can't get rid of. Sometimes, like, people can't get rid of. It's like a person you can't get rid of. And then people, you know, it gets ugly. No, you got to boundaries start. You want the boundaries to come into play before burnout come, because if burnout come and you ain't got no boundaries, that's where the problems start. So let's keep in mind that burnout is a motherfucker, and burnout is something that will eat you up alive, that'll have you like, do I still want to proceed? And God forbid, it will have you like really in situations where you don't want to be in. Like, high blood pressure is for real. Eating crazy, there's a lot that we can go on, and we're going to deep dive into this. Okay, so this phone call is serious. As I said, we're going to say it again. Burnout is a motherfucker. Burnout isn't a badge of honor. Burnout isn't a badge of honor. We're not walking around here with the badge on, as y'all can see from the cover I made for y'all for the podcast, that we're not walking around with this medal on our chest saying that, yep, I'm burned out. Yep, I am a champion with this burnout. No, you're not. It's not. No, we should not walk around glorifying burnout, because that is one of the worst things to do, especially with the next generation to come, which is sad, because you'll hear from your parents, your grandparents, great grandparents, and generations, and stories from on and on that they work so hard. They work like a dog day in and day out, and burnout was there and they didn't even know what it was. And now that we have all this new technology, all this new treatments and studies, we have to make sure that we're putting into the atmosphere that burnout isn't something to be proud of. Burnout is something that we want not to happen. You don't want that to happen. You do not, especially when you're just starting a career or in your career, whatever. You do not want nobody or nothing to try to creep up on you with a whole bunch of stuff. Because like I said earlier, Susie and all them, Susie, Billy, all the people you work with or deal with in your personal professional life, they're still going to be there. Sometimes you cannot always be the one to be able to handle everything. Sometimes people have to handle it themselves. Sometimes you got to step away from the table and be like, look, I need rest. And rest is not a punishment. It's not a punishment. It's necessary. And and rest is not a reward you get after you're done everything that leads you to burn out. No. Rest is required. It's required. It is like a reward regardless. Even if you didn't fully finish it or not, you still deserve some rest. I deserve rest. You deserve rest. You deserve the proper and the definite things in life. You do not deserve this burnout bull. You don't. You don't. Okay, my friend? Okay. So I think I dived into like what does burnout isn't a badge of honor really mean, but I'm still get into it deeper for you. And if you're new here, all our conversations, every, vibe of the day, wellness 101 lesson is within the 5 W's. Repeat the quote of the day, and thank you for tapping in. Okay? Let's get into it again. Let's get into it. Our conversation today is focusing on wellness 101 lesson 22. Burnout isn't a badge of honor. So what does burnout isn't a badge of honor really mean? And I broke it down to you, but let me break it down to you some more. What I had wrote on here so y'all can understand a little bit more. Okay, so burnout isn't a badge of honor really means realizing that consistently pushing yourself above and beyond your limits is not a measure of success. Is not. Burnout occurs when you prolong stress, pressure, and overwork leaves you physically, mentally, and emotionally exhausted. Many people are taught, like I said, to wear this busyness. I sound like I said dizziness as a symbol of achievement. Going back to that badge of honor. This is not a badge of honor. Burnout is not a badge of honor at all. But for some people it is, because of generation to generations, you have to work like a dog day in and day out. And in order for you to be really a big dog, you got to burn yourself up. No, you're not. And no, you won't. Nuh-uh, not in today's society. Heck no. But being consistently overwhelmed is not the same as being productive. Hello, tell your friend. True wellness includes knowing when to work, when to rest, and when to recharge. This message challenged the beliefs that exhaustion equals dedication. While hard work is important, sustainable growth is required. Balance. Rest is not a symbol of weakness, laziness, or a lack of ambition. No, it's not. It is a necessary part of maintaining your well-being and protecting your long-term success. Learning to honor your limits allows you to show up as your best self without satisfying your health and not sacrificing your health in the process. Hello, like I really just broke this down for y'all before we really got into it. People grow up in this mindset of that you have to work like a dog day in and day out in order for you to be where you need to be. And people can see that, yes, I hustle hard and I get to where I need to be. No, that's not the case, my friend. That's not the case. You need to learn to honor the limits of when you should show up for yourself without having to sacrifice killing yourself to death. I want to say it like that. Without having to put your health in jeopardy, high blood pressure, and all these other things that involves with it. So with that being said, y'all, burnout isn't a badge of honor, meaning recognizing that consistently pushing yourself beyond the limits. That's one thing we need to know. Limits is very important. What you can take and what you cannot take. That equals to the boundaries. Boundaries is what you will stand for and what you not will stand for. As well as equals to the limits. Limitations of what you can go to and what you can't go up to. My boundary is within a job that I'm going to make sure that I'm going to, take breaks when it's mandatory for me. Even if, I've been doing notes or whatever the case may be, whatever, even in the podcast too. I gotta give myself a peace of mind. Lauryn Hill said it. I gotta find a peace of mind. I gotta find a peace of mind. You gotta find a peace of mind. We have to find a peace of mind, my friend. We cannot let people, companies, or all these things run over top of us. No, because we cannot walk around with this badge of honor stuff. We cannot keep pushing ourselves beyond the limits just to show people that this is what success look like. I didn't get no sleep. I ain't eat. Real hustlers, we don't eat. Real hustlers don't stop. We keep going. Yeah, but when you're a real hustler too, you get some sleep. You take a little nap. You take a little good 6, 7, 8 hours sleep. It's okay, because your mental health matters. Your mental, spiritual, emotional health, that all matters. And if you don't tend to your garden, you as the plant is going to, slowly but surely, your petals are gone. Like, you will need a lot of nutrients, proteins, sunlight to hydrate back to the successful plant, butterfly, whatever you want to call yourself as. You cannot water down something to still be a part of these lame, I call it lame stereotypes and lame media say-sos. You gotta be better, especially too with this burnout. We cannot walk around honoring someone working themselves like a dog and they're tired as hell and they ain't getting no sleep. No, we need to encourage these people or this person to understand that, look, you work so hard. If you have all these days or whatever, this time, whatever, give yourself a break. That job is gonna be there. Your son, your daughter, whoever, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, all the people, they gonna be there. Shoot, you cannot always be Superwoman, Superman. You cannot always be the hustler, the top dog, the big brother, the big sister all the time. You need some TLC yourself. You need some tender loving care yourself. So you want to walk around with a badge of honor of like, I am a hero, but even in the midst of me being a hero, I still need to find a peace of mind for myself. I still need to give myself some TLC, because if I do not tend to my garden, then my garden will not succeed the way that I want to. Okay? And with that last sentence too, you need to learn to honor your limits, allowing you to show up as your best self without sacrificing your health in the process. Find a peace of mind. Understand that, shoot, every day the sun won't shine. But that's why you're going to love tomorrow, because you need to know what's for you, what's not for you, and set the tone of what you're going to take and what you're not going to take. Boundaries and limits impacts a lot when equaling to you, for you to understand that burnout isn't a badge of honor. You're not going to have burnout take over you, and you're not going to wear burnout on your sleeve or on your chest like it's a reward, because it's not. My friend, if you or someone is going through this right now, please hold their hand real tight as I hold your hand real tight when I say this. Take them days off. Take them days off. Turn that phone off. Leave that boy alone. Leave that man, leave that woman, leave him alone. Tend to the garden of you. Tend to you. Love and care for you. Leave work and all that stuff where it's at. Leave it at. Because if you don't, that burnout will kick in, and we're not doing that, because you're not walking around with a badge on that pretty face of yours. You're not going to walk around with that beautiful face of yours with a burnout. No, you're not. Because burnout too mess up your looks. Let me tell you too. Burnout will hit you so bad before you really think it hit you mentally. Some people say burnout hit me bad with my physical appearance than it did with mental, or it's reverse. It hit me bad with mentally then it happened my physical. Yeah, you don't want that. Especially if you big on how you carry yourself within your image. Oh, my friend. Yeah. You want to still look good. You want to make sure you still look good for the women, the men, whatever case may be, or just in general for yourself. I'm gonna hold your hand real tight when I say this too. Stop skipping them appointments. Stop pushing them appointments back. Go get your hair done. Get them nails done. Get them toes done. Get that tattoo. Shoot. Get it done. Stop. Don't let this burnout take over you. You're gonna fight it. You're gonna defeat it. Like them commercials they have with the mucus and stuff. You're fighting this off. We're gonna fight this off together, because we're not gonna let nothing destroy a good thing in our life. We're not. We came too far. Like, we are showing up for ourselves that's equaling us to be more consistent. Why would I want to walk around with a badge of honor of burnout on me? Hell nah. I'm walking around on sunshine, and I'm showing that I'm being consistent. I'm showing up for myself of being consistent. And with that being said, with me being consistent, I'm letting y'all know that burnout isn't a badge of honor. It isn't. It isn't something that I want to walk around and hold like it's a trophy. No, I'm getting rid of it like a bad habit. I'm getting rid of it like a cold. I'm getting rid of it. I'm getting rid of it today. One step at a time, because it's not going to happen overnight. But one step at a time, we're going to get this together. Okay? Now, who is impacted? Who needs this message the most? I think I touched base on this too. Anyone that's going through this season in their life, they feel overwhelmed, overstimulated, organized, or not organized enough, or just always willing to be there for everyone. Emotions are like self-esteem impacts with it too, and things like that. This involves with you, regardless if you're a student, a parent, a business owner, whatever title you hold. This is for you. I do not care whatever title you hold. I care for the title you hold. Yes, I do. But in this moment, I don't care what type of title you hold, because in general, you're still a person, and you deserve the same type of service that you may be giving people or helping people with. And if you're not taking it all in, this is most definitely for you. To all the them hard working jobs and things you have in life, I applaud it. I'm here for it. But let's take that title off real quick. We're focusing on whatever government name you have, whatever name your mother, father, sister, brother, grandma, grandpa, whoever gave you your government name. We're focusing on you. So for me, it'd be Erica right now. I'm not worried about the social worker. I'm not worried about the podcaster, Erica. I'm worried about Erica. I'm worried about E right now. No, this is for you. You, me, we here together. We all listen together. We're all in this together. Okay? So this message is for anyone who consistently feels overwhelmed, overcommitted, or emotionally drained. It is especially impactful for students, professionals, caregivers, entrepreneurs, parents, helping professionals, and individuals who often place their needs of others before their own. Like I said, many people believe they must continually perform active or productive to feel valued. Here's the problem. People struggle with saying no. Brent Fayez told us don't say no. But in a sense, most situations we got to say no. I'm sorry, Brent. Sometimes I got to say no. Because I have to set the boundaries. If I don't, this where the burnout won't happen. Me being a people pleaser. Me always pleasing everybody else's needs, but not my own. No, the hell we're not. People who struggle with saying no, setting boundaries, or taking breaks may benefit greatly from this conversation. You're going to benefit from this. If you frequently feel exhausted but continue pushing yourself because you believe slowing down means falling behind, this message is for you. Burnout can affect anyone regarding the age or profession, and realizing the signs early can make a significant difference. Point blank, period. That's why this conversation is needed, because we're going to prevent that. The moment, I feel like for me, and I feel like it's common for everybody, the moment you keep picking up stuff and when you get home or get to wherever you go and then you realize that all you really do now is eat, sleep, go to work, or eat, sleep, take care of this person, eat, sleep, take care of that, and you're not really giving yourself the time to really pour into your garden, this is where the conversation needs to happen. Granted, yes, you do eat, but do you really slow down and chew your food and taste all the season and sauce in it? I learned that, y'all, from my mindfulness class that I took in grad school, which was so crazy because my professor did a lesson with us on Zoom. I was like, hold up. You want to sit here and watch me eat? But it made sense because she's wanted us to see, when you eat, do you really take your time with eating? Like, you take your time with everything. And it was crazy too. I was like, when I was sitting there, during this time, y'all, I was preparing for what was going on with my uncle. So I was like, look, I don't want, no, I don't, no. But I said, you know what? Do it. You know, participate. You participate. You're a participating student. Don't do that. So I sat there, y'all. I ate the Snicker, and as she talking, I'm doing what she said. You know, take the bite, chew it, taste every flavor, and see how you're chewing versus how would you chew it if I wasn't telling you what to do. And it was crazy because I was like, bro, even in our daily activities, when it comes to mindfulness, you will see in your daily activity where burnout comes into play. Because if you don't take your time when you're eating versus now you're chewing like a cow, burnout is creeping because you're rushing everything. Because when you're so used to taking care of this situation, that situation, being a part of this or being a part of that, your routines impacting your mindful or daily well-being is slowly getting cut. Like, you'll take a shower, like, you know, you used to take like 15, 20 minute showers. Now you're taking 10. Now, you know, you used to eat your meals, like you would eat your meals for an hour. Now you eat your meals for 20 minutes. You see where it gets involved? Because burnout will impact your daily activity. That's what I see where burnout comes for me, is when you work yourself to death in your daily activity, you'll see the change. You're rushing the process. You're not slowing down. And burnout will have you on this roller coaster ride of, whoo, take off. Like, take it off and you won't stop until you be like, I give up. So if you notice a shift, even within your emotions, your well-being, physical, mental, spiritual, financial too, because sometimes too, burnout take over and it's like, fuck all this, pay this and don't pay that. Pay attention to the signs, regardless of what title you hold. Like I said, this is for you. Going back to this saying too, people who struggle with saying no, setting boundaries, or taking breaks, my friend, please, we gotta implement saying no. We have to set boundaries and take breaks. That doesn't make you a loser, and it doesn't slow down your process. That's what I was looking for. When you have to stop, it don't slow down your process. Breaks are needed, scheduled or unscheduled. They are needed. I don't care what it is, how big or small, you need to be on vacation or whatever. Take it so you can regroup, so you can kick burnout ass. You can kick burnout in the ass. Excuse me, real good. Because burnout is not going to creep on you no more, my friend. It's not. Burnout can affect anyone, regardless of the age and the profession or the profession. Regardless of your age or profession. Like, I used to tell my students all the time, you cannot get yourself worked up in stuff that don't have nothing to do with you. Because if so, you're amping yourself out. You're amping yourself up. And once it's time for you to handle what you need to do, you can't do it because you burnt out. All your energy you put into BS. And now when it's time for you to handle what's needed, you over it. So that's why, going back to my favorite sayings, pop out when it's necessary. Be selfish. And most importantly, take control of when it matters the most. Within this scenario, burnout isn't a badge of honor. That equals to you understanding too, when you see the first sign of things going left within your personal or professional life, that's when you have to take a step back, have that mirror conversation to understand that, okay, something's not right. And before this happens, I have to think. Bad times don't last forever, because after every storm there is a rainbow. Yes, but also I gotta pop out when it's necessary for me. If I gotta take a break from being there for everyone, that's fine. So I'm gonna have to, I have to be by myself for a minute. I gotta be selfish. I gotta be like, you know what? Boo Boo, Ray Ray, whoever, personal wise, I gotta step away from them. Sherry, Lisa, Bill, Rob, all of them at the job, I'm taking a week or two off. Here's the structure of how I organize the things. Whatever the case may be, back away. And lastly, taking control when it's necessary. I gotta say no when it's necessary. I gotta pop out when it's necessary. I gotta set these boundaries when it's necessary, because burnout can affect anyone of any age or profession. And I gotta make the executive decision right now to say, no, I can't do that, because I'm not gonna walk around with a badge of honor of burnout on me. I'm not, and I will not. And I'm willing to help any and everybody know that this ain't what you want. That burnout lifestyle, that's not what you want. You want to be able to wake up. Yes, we're going to have our moments. We all have bad days, but you want to have bad days for a month going on, almost to a year, feel like? No. Okay? Next. What is the benefit? This conversation is going to be long. For sure. I see this conversation is going to be long. We already got 50 something. We already 51 minutes in this phone call. So this is going to be really not too long. Probably like an hour, 15. We'll see, but I don't know. But what is the benefit? What happens when you learn to prevent burnout? All those feelings and emotions and all those things you have going on, it's reduced. All of those, people pleasing and learning to set the boundaries and stuff will help you in so many ways. When you learn to prevent burnout, you create a healthier space. You're now in your soft boy, soft girl, whatever era. You're in the era where you needed to be the most. Even though you wanted to keep hustling and stuff, but you needed to be on a side where it's healthy for you, where it's pouring into you. The protein, the sunlight, the vitamin C, D, E, F, and all that is in you. You're more sustainable within your growth. Instead of consistently operating from exhaustion, you begin making decisions from a place of clarity, because you found a peace of mind. Your energy and balance. You're able now to fully give a decision as whomever you are without feeling like you're second guessing your option. No. If I was to ask you, my friend, you want to go out with me today? And mentally you're like, no, it sounds good, but honestly, I don't want to. I'm gonna respect you saying no. And I'm gonna respect your no, because the way you came with clarity, confidence, and the energy and balance that you have set for me. Versus people fail to realize that when we talk to people, body language is a big one. Body language is very big. If the body language tells you otherwise, that's where you need to be the friend, the family member, whoever you are, to do some investigation. Be like, are you okay? That's where a wellness check comes into play. And also, too, you get to see who's there for you and who's not. Who believes in peer pressure and who don't. I know y'all probably like, really? Yes, adults get peer pressure too. Hell, get peer pressure, some stuff they don't want to do, but they do it anyway because they feel like if they don't, they're going to get talked about, they ain't going to like you. Well, shoot, poop the dumb stuff. If I say no and I stand firm on that, that means no. But if I'm laughing and giggling no, I'm still not going to take myself serious. I ain't going to take you serious, friend. If you say no, I'm be like, I'm taking that as a no. I'm saying no. You said no, I'm saying no too. You laughing and cheesing. I ain't going to think of that as a yes. You said no. So I'm going to leave you alone. No is a complete sentence. Yes and no is a complete sentence. Open-ended questions. That's an answer. You don't need to express yourself, my friend. No. Yes or no. That's what it is. As well as too, your mental and emotional well-being improves because you're no longer carrying weight of unrealistic expectations. Once you set the boundary and understand that burnout isn't a badge of honor, you are no longer carrying unexpected, unrecognizable, but unnecessary stuff in your life. You're not, because this allows you to be more present in your life. What's going on in your life, within your relationships, your work life, and most importantly, your personal life. Everything that you want to do, when you're able to set the boundaries and understand that burnout is it a badge of honor? You're walking on sunshine. By preventing burnout, it also helps improve being proactive in the long run. Rested minds often performs better than exhausted ones. Like I said, even the hustlers, hustlers don't stop, they keep going. In the midst of it, we gotta take a nap. In the midst of it, I have to eat a sandwich. I have to get some H2O. I gotta touch some grass and get some sunlight. You get the gif, y'all getting what I'm pouring in? You get it what I'm pouring out? You get it what I'm pouring into your cup? I know. So by prioritizing wellness, people often experience an increase in focus, creativity, patience, and resilience. But most importantly, learning to prevent burnout teaches people that their worth is not determined by how much they can endure. Okay, do not think your worth is how much you can endure, how much you can put on the table. Like I said, you keep putting all this work, this is showing that, oh, you're a real player. I can see your hustle. No. Sustainability, success includes taking care of yourself along the way. You got to be sustainable within everything you do, on top of giving yourself the breaks, giving yourself the time that matters to understand that burnout isn't a badge of honor. A badge of honor is being able to understand that my mental health matters. I matter. I'm not going to let nothing or no one try to seduce me into things that I don't want to do, because once I'm able to understand that sustainability is success is impacted in my life for the better, I'm setting boundaries. I'm saying no. I'm doing what's necessary for me, but most importantly, I'm not letting nothing or no one stop this journey of what I'm doing for me to be successful. I'm understanding that I'm creating a more healthier space. I'm not falling into a deep hole, or I'm not going back into that deep hole. Once I'm here, I'm here. I'm loving it. I'm prioritizing my relationships, my work life, and my professional life. It's allowing me to be more present, because yes, I was present, but I really wasn't present. If I kept overworking myself and putting all this load on me just so I can make ends meet, or so I could just get through this time that I'm going through and not grieving this situation properly. No. Don't overwork yourself, because the more and more you overwork yourself, you overlook yourself. And we're not doing that. Prioritize in the relationships, prioritize the work and personal life in the terms that you want to do. Do not let nothing or no one dictate it. And please don't have these naysayers coming out the woodwork trying to tell you what you can and cannot do, because they're not even on your level. Okay? So yeah, we almost there, y'all. We almost there. When should someone pay attention to burnout? It may be helpful to pay attention to burnout when these situations happen in life. When burnout tends to happen in life. For one, you constantly feel tired even after resting. Proper rest is key. As they say, 8 hours of sleep is necessary. 6, 7, that's okay, but 8 is necessary and above. If you're not getting that amount of sleep, this is where you really need to talk to your doctor or therapist or whoever to help you understand this in a more sense of treatment wise and things of that nature. 2, small tasks begins to feel overwhelming. This is where we need to do an evaluation of why am I feeling like this, even if small tasks is feeling like a burnout. Rest also impacts with this, as well as nutrients. If you're not feeding good stuff in your body, it's not pouring into the work that needs to be done within your actions. For example, if you're putting sugar into it, your performance is not going to give A work. It's going to give probably D work. And we need to make sure that we're pouring into ourselves with good nutrients, as well as getting sleep, as well as moving around and doing things that is necessary. So when we do small tasks, we shouldn't feel lazy. If so, we need to prioritize our time so that doesn't feel like an issue or a burden. 3, you feel emotional drained or disconnected. This right here, you do need to talk to someone. Talk to someone or let it all out. Talk to someone, let it all out. Do something to perfect. Not want to say perfect, but get to the nitty gritty core of why you feel this way. Let it all out, because it's all going to work out. 1, 2, 3, 4. You lose motivation for things you once enjoyed. That right there, you really need to take a step back. If you need to, think about some things or whatever, reevaluate, do so. Because one thing that I would hate is to have burnout to take control of the things I love. And once burnout or something or someone gets in your head and takes you away from the things you once loved, it's hard to get back into it. So please, overall, with all the rest of the ones I'm about to say too, go get some help. Go talk to the people that you trust, the people for a reason, not your seasons. But I'm not gonna lie, I haven't said it in a minute. Sometimes your seasons becomes reasons. Sometimes your reasons become seasons. Pay attention to the people that really care for you, and pay attention to the people that are willing to do for you, and vice versa. Okay, like, people on TikTok, they have these trends like, this is my why, this is my person. Pay attention to why this is their person, and vice versa the same way. Okay, I think we're on 5. Hold on, y'all. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 5. So it's 6 points. Stress becomes your normal state. That's a big no. We do not want stress to be the normal state. Like I tell my students, do you want to walk around here mad at the world all day? Because when you become happy, people are going to look at you like you crazy, because they always seen you as mad, Wreck-It Ralph type of vibe. So you want to be able to practice this thing of do not let nothing or no one ruin your day. Yes, for the moment. Trust me, I'm still learning too. Let it all out, but don't let that ruin your day and the rest of the days to come, because every day is not going to be the same. It's unpredictable. Like Jamie Foxx told you, like, unpredictable. Every day is unpredictable. Like, not the usual tonight weekend unpredictable. Shoot. Today, tomorrow, this afternoon is unpredictable. Everything is unpredictable. And lastly, you feeling guilty when taking a break or rest. Like I said, they can wait. Billy, Rob, Sarah, Sherry, all them people in your personal life and professional life that you're always showing up and being there for, they can wait. You gave them the tools to help them within any situation, regardless if it's helping them find a job, helping them on the job, helping them with the basic social cues, whatever it is. They can wait. You cannot always be there for everyone. You cannot be there for everyone, and you can't be there for yourself. That's not a good look. For example, I had to learn I cannot bring home work from work. Leave it at the door. Like they tell us when we go to work, whatever you're going through, leave it at the door, or talk to somebody about it. So that goes the same way for when you come home or go wherever you go. Leave work at work. Leave it at the door. When you get in your car, okay, you're still in the parking lot of your job or wherever, let it all out. But when you get home, my friend, do not let Sarah, Bill, Rob, Sherry call you on the phone about what happened at work. No, even in your personal life, if you left him or her house, whoever, granny, grandpa, mother house, do not let them call you to talk about what happened then. Leave it alone. You deserve to have rest. I'm glad iPhones made that do not disturb icons, because I like my peace. When I had a long day or something and I don't want to be bothered, do not disturb. I'll get back to you when I want to. you're obligated to take breaks so you can prevent burnout. You cannot be there for everyone, because think about it. Is everyone going to be there for you? You got to be there for yourself. If people don't like you for being yourself, Bernie Mac told you F them. Because you matter just as well as the next person. If I keep pouring all this knowledge and jewels to you, and I'm not pouring it to myself, we got a problem. And I need to fix it, because I cannot be Superwoman, Superman. I cannot be a hero if I'm not being a hero to myself. Okay? Realizing these signs early can help prevent burnout from becoming more serious and more severe. Okay? Now, we're almost done. We almost done, because I don't want to keep y'all on this so long, but wellness lessons are very hardcore and intense, and it's important because it's needed. Okay? Next, second to last, where does burnout shows up the most in life? Burnout shows up the most in our work and responsibilities. That's one. Work and career responsibilities. That's the biggest one in research. Even if you research it, like, what is one of the what area in life does burnout occur most? Work and career responsibilities. School and academics, caregiving and family roles, personal growth and self-improvement journeys, community leaderships, and volunteer work, and lastly, relationships where boundaries are lacking. Burnout can affect any area when people consistently give more than they have been capable to sustain within all those areas I just talked about. And like I've been saying, you have the right to give yourself a break, but those are the main areas where burnout may show up the most in people's life. Maybe all 6, 5 out of 6, 3 out of 6, 1 out of 6, whatever. If burnout occurs in any one of those ways, I want you to understand that when you consistently give more, like you bite off more than you can chew, baby, burnout is right there. When you keep being able to be there for others and not thinking about pause, I have to think about me, Bill, Sherry, Rob, and them gonna have to wait. Within your personal life and your home life, you got to be able to balance one of the two. You got to be able to put them boundaries out there and limitations, what I can take and what I can't take. I'm not no, because burnout is not a badge of honor. You're not finna walk around with a chain and says burnout equals your name or the burnout king. No. So if burnout occurs in any one of these areas, in your life, burnout can affect any area when people consistently give more than they have capable to sustain. If you're going through it in your work life, school, academics, caregiving, family, personal growth, self-improvement, community leadership, volunteer relationships where boundaries are lacking, just you need to take a step back and really evaluate everything that's going on in your life. Good, bad, ups and downs, ugly, gorgeous, everything. Because you don't want to walk around with this burnout. You don't want to walk around with this chain and this how I want to say it, with this trophy of being burnout, of having a trophy of burnout on your shelf. No. You want to walk around tell people burnout is not a badge of honor. I'm not walking around saying, I'm burned out. Join the club. It's amazing. It's not. We're going to kick burnout's ass before it try to kick ours. We need to get rid of it before it tries to get rid of us. So don't feel like just because you're taking yourself out the equation that you are a disgrace to whatever in your life. No, you're not. You're standing up for what you believe in. You're putting your foot down saying, look, shit. All hustlers, heroes, we all have bad days and we all need breaks. I'm human. I'm not going to be able to save the day. I'm not going to be able to get it together. I'm not going to be able to be there for you all the time, because I got to find a peace of mind for me in order for me to make sure that I'm right, so that once I can pour into your cup, I got to make sure my cup is filled. I can't keep pouring into your cup and you have nothing to pour for me, because 9 times out of 10, if you're going through what you're going through, are you going to do the same for me? Really? Like, are you really going to do the same for me? You got to ask yourself these questions. Can't bite off more than you could chew. Do what you're necessary to do and stay in your lane, especially in the work life and your school life too. Stay in your lane. If you are a doctor, stay a doctor. You a lawyer, nurse, hairstylist, barber, HVAC, social worker, therapist, whatever. Stay in your lane. Do not bite off more you can chew. Do not insert yourself into something that doesn't have nothing to do with you, and don't try to let nobody put you in some stuff that is not a part of your job title or not a part of your boundaries and your limitations. Because burnout will come, and if you don't stop it right now, before it comes, I'm gonna hold your hand real tight when I say this, friend. Get the help right now. Do some activities that's good for your mind, body, and soul. Go see someone, touch grass, do something before you explode. Okay? And lastly, why is this important? Why does understanding burnout matters? Well, my friends, understanding burnout matters because ignoring it can negatively affect physical health, mental wellness, relationships, and overall qualities of life. We can't ignore it. We got to fix it. We got to kick his ass before it kicks ours. Many people wait until they are completely overwhelmed before making change, but burnout often develops gradually over time. It does. It don't stop either. If you don't stop it, it will not stop. It's like, don't stop, pop that. If you don't pop it, it's not going to stop. Realizing the difference between productive and what is the other one? And chronically overworking helps people make better decisions about energy and well-being. Realizing the difference between a healthy, productive, and core and y'all just said it. I just said it. and keep on overworking yourself. Let's just say it like that. Helps people make better decisions. Or chronically overworking helps people make better decisions about their energy and well-being. Learning to prevent burnout also engages people to redefine success. This is the whole message of why it's important to understand that burnout isn't a badge of honor, because people think burnout is a reward of success when it's not. We're redefining it as success should not require you to sacrifice your peace or your health, peace, and happiness to be burned out. It doesn't. Rest is not something you earn after you have exhausted yourself. It is necessary, a part of maintaining balance. To tend to the garden, you need to have the nutrients. You need to have the rest. You need to get the protein, the sunlight, the vitamin C, D, E, F, G, all that. You need that. When people learn to lean into, understand, to value their wellness as much as prioritizing it productively, they create a healthier foundation for long-term growth and fulfillment. Okay? That was a lot, my friend. It was. But you need to understand the importance of learning and knowing that burnout isn't something we need to walk around like it's a badge of honor. Because it's not. Burnout is not not cute. Like how they used to tell us when it's cute. That's not cute. That behavior, we're not rewarding it. Those actions, we're not rewarding it. We're kicking its ass at every step and every time that we can before it can even think it's going to take us out. We're going to take it out before it can take us out. Okay? So going back to the quote of the week / day, whatever. Rest is not a reward for finishing everything. It's required for becoming your best self. And that equals to learning the difference between being productive and overworking yourself. That was the whole purpose of understanding that burnout isn't a badge of honor, because rest is not a reward for finishing everything. No, it is a requirement for you to become your best self. That equals for you to learn the difference between being productive and overworking yourself. Burnout equals overworking yourself. is overworking yourself. We're not doing that. So today you learned the difference between that. Okay? So I thank you also very much for taking the time out of your busy day to have this FaceTime or this phone call with me, with understanding the Wellness 101 lesson 27 on burnout isn't a badge of honor. I really hope that you guys learned a lot from this, because I'm learning as I go with you guys, as well as tell a friend and tell a friend, hold their hand while you have this conversation for them to understand that, yes, as you're showing up for yourself with that equals to being consistent, you have to also understand that learning the difference between being productive and overworking yourself, it's crucial. Okay? So, before we get out of here, I want you guys to remember this. Today, remember that you were never meant to carry everything alone or push yourself beyond your limits to prove a point and to prove your worth. Your values is not measured by how busy you are or how much you can endure. You deserve rest, balance, and moments of peace without feeling guilty about it. As we close out June, equaling showing up for ourselves, showing up for yourself equals staying consistent and stepping into a new season, which is July. We're stepping into the second semester and quarter 3. I want you to do this. Permit yourself to slow down when needed. Permit yourself to protect your energy, honor your boundaries, and remember that sustainability includes taking care of yourself. You can pursue your goals and prioritize your well-being at the same time. Okay? Thank you all so very much again. Please enjoy this summer weather. Do what's necessary for you. Please keep in mind the boundaries and limitations and all those things you can handle and maintain, okay? Don't let them naysayers come. Do what's for you and kick burnout in the ass before he tries to kick you in your ass. Okay? I see y'all will see it here from me on the first of the month. The first of the month is on a Wednesday. And that's 5 Wednesdays in July. So bear with me. We gonna bear with each other. Bear with me, I bear with you. Okay? Until next time, beautiful people, please enjoy. Okay? Love y'all dearly.